Oh my goodness. It's been rough. It's been tiring. But it is a Wednesday. And at least I know what that means. That means I gotta sit down here and yap for a little bit about some things that I find important about life. And yeah, I'm currently on a a travel trip of getting from America to Germany, which has taken multiple hours, and very little sleep has been obtained in between. But still, I'm here to talk about some things, even though I'm probably not in the best mental state. I still want to sit down and try to get something off of my mind, as it definitely helps me and maybe it can help someone else. Really, I don't have something super planned out, but I did want to talk about something that was kind of important to me today and just will continue to be important, and that is the art of boredom. Being able to sit in one place and be bored and play around with that boredom and not just take whatever distraction is given to you, as there can be many. There can be distractions out there that really just take you away from the situation you're in. I would really define them into two different categories. There's easy distractions, ones that don't really take any effort to do. This is sitting down and watching a movie or playing a very mindless game. And then there are distractions that, sure, they are still distractions, but they are actually beneficial because they require some bit of effort. They require something from you, and it's adding to the situation. Now, I'm trying to continually search for these distractions that are actually beneficial, um, because, yeah, boredom is really just a sign from your body to do something. And it's a good thing. It's good to feel bored because that means, at the very least, you have a drive to achieve something. You want to do something, and your body can't take it doing nothing. I would also say that if you actually can't take it, if you can't sit in that boredom for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, well, that might also be a problem. But if you can sit in that boredom and you still feel it, of course, it's still going to linger. You gotta take care of it in the right ways. On this flight, I took an 8-hour flight from America, Oregon to Iceland, and during that time, didn't I really tried to keep myself away from the easy distractions. Um, I didn't watch any movies. I did fiddle around with a flag quiz for a bit, but other than that, I really just kept to my notebook, kept peering out the window, kept looking at the people beside me. Um, the people beside me weren't really open to conversation, so even in that sense, I wasn't able to have that distraction there. I wasn't able to have a beneficial conversation with them. So I was on my own. And I found great ways. I created a little rap just for fun. I did a lot of writing. I did a lot of just peering out the window and thinking about the world. And there's one specific exercise I put myself through, which felt kind of debilitating in the moment, but after it was done, I really respected what it showed me, what it was in its base. And it was simply, I took the time, I looked at the time, saw what time it was, and I said, okay, I'm going to close my eyes for as long as I think is 30 minutes. Now, if I opened my eyes before that 30 minutes had actually passed, well, then I got to do it again. I have to start back from ground zero. And the first few times I went through this exercise, and I just realized how hard it was to not open your eyes. Like, there would be a flash of light, and I would just unconsciously, eyes would pop open, and I go, shoot, I lost it. And then I finally like made the push to, okay, I'm really focusing on keeping my eyes closed. And I was so scared of opening them. Like, I was laughing about how um, worked up I was getting about the situation because I did not want to have to go through that another 30 minutes with no visual. There was just nothing to distract me from anything. It was only sound and only my own thoughts. All the visual was gone. And that was difficult in a way to just only have those and kind of force myself into that. And when I opened my eyes, finally saying, okay, this had to be 30 minutes. I have to be over the time. I'd actually spent a full 55 minutes with my eyes closed. And actually, really enjoyed it. Like, as soon as my eyes came open, I realized what I had done. Well, I had basically entered a full state of meditation for 55 minutes for fun. And it actually ended up being fun. Maybe in the moment it was a little strenuous on the mind, but I find that as a way, as it's similar to pushing yourself physically, breathing hard, where of course it doesn't necessarily feel good in the moment, but you like the fact that you can push yourself and push those limits, and the next time you come around to it, you can push another limit. So I like to just make myself bored in very creative ways, because the whole basis of it is a question to myself: why can't I? You know, why can't I go a full 8-hour flight without looking at a screen? Sure, maybe looking at the screen won't actually do anything to me negatively. This goes back to what I talked about last episode with intention. But again, why couldn't I? What, you know, the same reason for why couldn't I watch the screen is the same reason why couldn't I not? Why couldn't I sit through the whole thing without doing that? And if I can't, well, that says something about me. And to me, personally at least, that story that's being told, that I can't sit through such and such time without, I had to look at a screen. Well, I don't like that story necessarily. And so I make sure I figure it out. Okay, could I go through a full 8 hours without looking at a screen, without distracting myself in the easiest ways? Even though it's handed to me, it's free to watch a movie. There's nothing to it to listen to music, especially when both the people sitting next to me are doing the same exact thing. There's no reason not to. But there's also not necessarily a reason to. Boredom isn't going to kill you. And I believe that the boredom is one of the greatest keys into really, really profound thoughts, really breakthrough ideas, or also just fun, dumb ideas, like my rap that I created. It was funny, it was dumb, and I had fun when I was doing it. But had I had something to distract me, that idea of writing something down like that would have never popped into my mind. I made myself write that down because, well, it's something to do. It's better than staring at a blank page. And I like that. I find it hard to talk about these things with other people, as it's just such a world of constantly taking stuff in, and there has become such an idea of information scarcity. If I don't know what's going on, then, well, I'm missing out on something. This FOMO that is created by constantly, I could be spending this time scrolling on Instagram. It's almost a subconscious thought that happens to people. I could, use this time to be taking in information. Why am I not doing that? And there's also on the another side to it is the just being comfortable. I'm trying to relax and enjoy, and I understand that. Um, but I have a different way of doing relaxation because my relaxation is focused very much so on the long term, on the mental relaxation. Because in my head, there is a constant voice going on, and if I am not listening to that voice, distracting it, well, I cannot relax because that voice is now just screaming even louder. Now it's picking a fight with me because I'm not listening to it. I'm not respecting our relationship that we have. And so that relaxation, maybe it's not necessarily as powerful in the moment, but in the long term of life, where I understand who I am and what I want and where I'm going, well, that's a relaxation that I can really sink into. That's a relaxation that feels like some of the fluffy clouds that I've done flown through today. Yeah. This episode is a little woozy, just like I am a little woozy. I'm glad I filmed it now and not after this next flight, because this next flight's gonna really take me out. Yeah. I'm just thinking, is there anything else I really want to say? We might end this one quite short. You know what? I think that is about it for today. I'm really glad I sat down to talk about this. Yeah. If you have any comments, I love to hear anything from anyone, whether it's good opinion, bad opinion. Yeah, please leave that in the description. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you disliked the video, please give it a dislike. Because that's the only way I figure out. It's not going to stop me, but it just, I don't know. And yeah, I will see you next Wednesday when I'm going to do this one more time. Bye-bye.